Hello and welcome to Dexplorion. I'm Didi and I'm back with a fresh poster illustration. If you are new to my channel, here I create and guide you through the process of designing in Photoshop. We'll explore different tools and discuss helpful tips and tricks, all aimed at enhancing your skills as a graphic designer. In today's session, we will be working on a poster using the pencil sketch effect and also be discussing some tools like content aware fill, blending modes, blend if tools, smart filters and many more. So sit tight, grab a pack of your favorite snacks and let's get started. We'll start off by creating a new document and selecting our canvas size. I'll be choosing poster A4, which I have saved as a preset so that I don't have to fill up the details every time. You can choose any size of the canvas you want. Just make sure to select the background as transparent and color profile as working sRGB and click here on create. Firstly, we'll bring in an image onto the canvas, which I'll be using for the background. But as you can see, the image doesn't match our canvas dimensions, so we have two options here. Either we can resize the image to fit our canvas, but it will also make the texture of the image bigger, which I don't want. So I will be going for the second option, which is called content aware fill. Let me show you how it works. First, select the image layer, right click on it and click on rasterize layer. Don't forget this step, otherwise it will not work. Then go here and take the magic wand tool and click on the blank space. It will make a selection of it. Now go to select and then modify and click on expand. I'll keep the value at 40. You can change it if you want, and you will see that our selection has expanded. Now go to edit and you can click on fill or content aware fill options here. Both of them will work. Let's click on content aware fill. A new window will open. You won't have to change anything. You will see the preview of the results here. Hit apply and then OK to return to canvas. Press Ctrl or Command D to deselect. Before moving on, let's lock the layers and rename it as background. Now we'll be adding a levels adjustment layer and change the brightness and contrast a little bit. Let's clip it to the background layer, and for doing that, I think you already know. We'll press and hold the Alt or Option key on the keyboard and bring the cursor in between the layers, and when the cursor changes, just click. Now we'll bring the image of the main subject. By the way, I will be leaving the links of these images I am using. If you want, you can download it from the description box below. Now we have to remove the background from the image, but I will not be explaining this step in this video, otherwise the video will be a long one. But you can see this video where I have explained the background removal process in details. You can watch the video by clicking on the I button above, and I will also be giving the link of the same in the description as well. And here we have our mask ready. Let's make a copy of it by pressing Ctrl or Command J so that we have a backup just in case we need. Turn off the visibility of the original layer and convert the duplicate layer into a smart object. Now we will be adding a filter, and for that select the layer and go to filter, then click on filter gallery. A new window will open, and here we will go to the sketch folder. If you find any other filter here, just click on it and go down and click on the trash can icon to delete it. In the sketch folder, you will find different kinds of filters. You can play with them and find out how they work. But for today's poster, we'll be using the graphic pen filter. You get two parameters to play with here. Let's zoom a little bit so that I can show you what they do. If you can see, there are stroke lines here. With this slider, we can adjust the length of these strokes. I will keep it unchanged, and this is basically contrast slider. Adjust it as per your preference. I will keep it here because when we draw on a paper with a pencil, it's never 100% black. It will always be a shade of grey depending on the pencil I want to create the same effect. Hit OK when you are done. Now here there is a difference between the bright areas of the subject and the background, and we have to blend them together. For doing that, we will be changing its blending mode, and which blending mode we will be selecting? It will be multiply. Why? Because multiply makes the bright pixels in the image dark. Now you see it looks so much better. If you want, you can stop it right here, but I am going to take it a little more further. For that, we will select the layer and double click to open the layer styles dialog box. And here we will be working with the blend if sliders. Grab the slider of the underlying layer here and drag it to the left, and you will observe that our subject layer starts to blend with the background layer. But this is too harsh. To make the transition smooth, we will hold the Alt or Option key on the keyboard and click on the slider to split it. and then we hold and drag one part and slide like this to blend. This much will be okay. Again press OK. There are still some areas with 100% black. We'll adjust the opacity to make it lighter. Let's keep it at 80. Another thing, if you can notice here, the strokes are very sharp. Pencil sketches are never like this, so we'll blur it a little bit. For doing that, go to filter, then blur, and click on Gaussian blur. And I'm going to make it just a little blur. I think 0.4 is okay for this. Hit OK. It looks amazing. But I'm going to take it one more step further. We'll add a layer by clicking on this icon here and take the brush tool, and this time we'll be taking a pencil brush. We can find them here in dry media brushes. We'll take the Kyle Ultimate Pencil Hard brush, make it 2 pixel brush size, and we'll be drawing the outlines just as we see in the pencil sketches. For doing that, if you want, you can turn off the smart filters temporarily by clicking on the eyeball icon here and draw like this. It will be much easier to do if you have a graphic tablet. You can do it with the mouse also, as I am doing here, but it's a little difficult with that. If you find difficulty in making vertical brush strokes, I have a tip for you. Press and hold the R key on the keyboard and drag to rotate the view of the canvas. It will not rotate the canvas, only the view is changed. Leave the R key and continue painting. See how fantastic it has turned out to be. To go back to the original view, again press and hold the R key and click on the recent view here. You can go on till you are satisfied. If you have made some extra lines which you think was not required, don't worry, go to the eraser tool, adjust the flow and just paint over the areas to erase or make it lighter. Let's rename the layer as a pencil strokes. After you are done, link these two layers by selecting them and clicking on this icon. Now we can move them together. We'll group these two layers by selecting them and pressing Ctrl or Command G and rename it as Subject Final. Convert it to a smart object, and now we'll add some text. For that, go to the text tool and then click anywhere on the canvas and type in our text. I'll be using the font Poppins. You can find it on Google Fonts. It's free and you can use it in any way you like. I'll be leaving the link of the same in the description so that you can download it if you want. You can use any font you want. Let's make it italics. To edit it, just double click. I'll place it here. You can hold down the Ctrl or Command key and holding this anchor point, drag to skew it. Make it a little bigger. Now we'll make a selection of the text by holding the Command key and clicking on the text icon here and select the Subject Final layer and click here to add a layer mask. Don't worry, our subject is not gone. We just have to invert the mask by clicking Ctrl or Command I. And now we turn off the visibility of the text layer and you get a knockout effect like this. But mind it, you cannot edit the text because now it's a mask, not text. I don't want this part, so I will also mask it out. Before masking it, I will make a path, and for that take the pen tool, make sure path is selected and draw a path like this. Right click inside the path and click on the make selection. Click OK. We'll select the layer mask of the subject layer and take the brush tool, foreground color as black, change the brush to hard round brush, flow to 100%. Make the brush size bigger by clicking the right second bracket keys. and paint like that. The selection won't let us paint outside this area. Again, select the brush tool. This time take the soft round brush and reduce the flow. Here, let me show you another cool trick. Since we have the brush tool selected and we are adjusting the opacity and flow, we can adjust them without even going there. If we enter any number from 1 to 0, we can set the opacity accordingly, like 1 for 10%, 5 for 50, 8 for 80, and 0 for 100%. If we want a specific number like 76, we will click 7 and 6 in quick succession like that. And for adjusting the flow, we just have to press and hold the shift key and then press the number. This is just a nifty trick to improve your workflow. Now let's keep the flow at 20 and continue with our poster. Now we'll be adding some shapes, and for that select the triangle tool and draw a triangle like this. I will change the color from here and stroke will be none. And by the way, if you are wondering what's this, it's a reference point. If you do not see it, press Command T to transform, and here you can toggle it on and off. What's the use of it? I will explain you in a moment. First, let's rotate the triangle and place it and change it the way we want. Now hold this reference point and bring it here, and now when we rotate the triangle, it will stick to that point. Let's make a duplicate copy of it by holding down the Alt or Option key, and when the cursor changes, just drag. We will change the position and angle of this. Now select both the triangle layers and bring them below the subject layer and change their blending mode to multiply. Let's complete the message of the poster. Again, select the text tool and click on the canvas and type in and edit it as per your choice. You can change the blending mode to multiply and double click on the layer to open the layer styles dialog box, and we will again working with the blend if sliders. You can change the color if you want. I want to make the triangles a bit lighter, and we will do that by reducing the opacity of the layers, and you can make use of the trick that I have shown you earlier, this time for adjusting the opacity of the layers. And lastly, we will be adding a line, and for that select the line tool and draw a line like this. Change the line size to around 5. I will place it here. Let's add a layer mask to the line layer, then take the brush tool. It will be a soft round brush, opacity 100 and flow 20, foreground color is black. We will paint like this. Let's adjust the opacity of the line layer a little bit. And that's a wrap for today's video on creating an awesome poster in Photoshop. I hope you had a blast watching this process and absolutely loved the final design. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your buddies. Oh, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to catch more cool videos like this. You can also connect with me on Pinterest and Instagram. Just check out the links in the description below. Stay tuned because I'll be back real soon with another mind-blowing poster design. Until then, take care, sayonara, and keep unleashing your creativity.